Welcome to Tantrum Mouse Studio D. I'm Kevin Delp. Today we're looking at the expansion to Euphoria, Ignorance is Bliss. Euphoria is a 1 to 6 player dice worker placement game from Stonemaier Games. Today we're looking at the expansion, Ignorance is Bliss. Now we're not going to explain the base game, we're just going to look at what the expansion brings. So let's take a look at the components. One of the first things you see is stickers that you can place on your board. These actually help with different player counts for the tunnels. There are also bigified commodities, and they count as 5 of each type. And you can use them instead of tracking them on this board from the base game. Players now each receive a player mat in their color, and you can track the happiness and knowledge of your workers. There's also spaces for your player items. There's a whole new set of recruits that you can choose from. And now there's a factionless group added to the game. They have a black background and are not linked to any of the other factions. You can never have more than one factionless recruit. I love the names of these recruits, and they have some pretty cool powers, even though they don't give you any added benefits from the allegiance tracks. There's also a lot of new recruits from the other factions too, but you have to decide whether to use these new recruits or the original set when you play the game. The rules say not to mix them together. And there's also a starting bonus of 2 commodities for players who are not in the majority of face-up recruits and is not one of the factionless recruits either. There are 16 new marker tiles added to the game as well, and provide new ways of earning stars once they're built. There are some minor rule changes as well. When you roll the dice and there are multiples of the same number in the base game, you can place out all those workers. Now, you can still place all those workers, but it's going to cost you a heart for each worker you place after your first worker. And if you don't have a star on a constructed market, you can choose to place your star on a market instead of placing it on a territory. The expansion also comes with a new bazaar board that will display a few of the artifacts for you to gain throughout the game. The cards progressively get more expensive, and you can never draw a blind from the face-down deck. This expansion really refreshes Euphoria in good ways with the bazaar board, the new recruits, and market tiles. And the rule set feels tightened too, so that players aren't overpowered. Like if they happen to randomly draw the right cards or roll the best dice combination with multiples of the same, or even if they happen to pick the recruits that everyone else picks. You can easily fit all this new stuff into the base box of Euphoria. So if you have Euphoria, or you are looking for a new dice worker placement game, then check it out with this new Ignorance is Bliss expansion from Stonemaier Games at your friendly local game store. And we would love for you to subscribe to Tantrum House.